Okay guys, I am not even sure how I'm going to title this one. Obviously you'll see the title when the video goes up, but there's a few things I want to cover in this particular video. One, I want to try to answer some questions that I get asked fairly regularly, and it's one of them is samurai versus turtle, as far as which one should I purchase. I get asked that. Okay. Another question recently, because of the release of the Great White, both in the turtle and in the samurai configuration. So now the question is, do I get the Great White or do I get the old Blue Lagoon? Because they're both brilliant. I showed that on the last video because I have both of them right now. It's very similar blue tones, but I can straight up say it's going to come down to preference. For me personally, I like the new models, so I would go towards the new Great White. But again, that's like just my personal preference. It is seriously a close call because the Blue Lagoon, in my opinion, is still like the best blue dial because it doesn't have all that texture, stuff to like mix it up. It's just straight, beautiful blue dial. Like there's no extra wizardry going on. It's just good. It doesn't need, a shark fin embedded into the dial, so to make it fancier. So, I think they could have done without that gimmick on there too. But either way, it's kind of fun that it's in there. But also, let's talk about the samurai versus the turtle, because they are similar in size. The samurai's bigger and the crown is at 3 o'clock. Plus you also have the 4R35, not the 36. So you're just going to have the date, not the day date, if that matters to you. To some people, it kind of balances out the dial a little bit better. And I'm a little biased towards the handset. I like I call it the monster handset, or the rockets. I think I visually have an easier time reading that layout, that platform. And the way the samurai wears is certainly, it's a bigger watch. So the measurements, let's bust it out real quick. The measurements of the samurai are 43.6-ish. So it's 43 and a half, just over 43 and a half wide, not including the crown and crown guards. 48.3 lug to lug, 13.2, 22 mil lug width, tapering down to 20. So the turtle is like 45 wide. So it's actually a touch wider, but the crown is offset, so it kind of mitigates some of that. And then the lug to lug is shorter. It's basically a millimeter shorter lug to lug. So whereas this one's 48.3, this one's 47.3. The thickness, they're both. This is like 13.1, this is 13.2. So size-wise, they're really close. So if you're trying to pick size and comfort level, I think it depends on who you ask. Like the turtle is certainly comfortable on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. There's no doubt about it. It is. Like I know I prefer the SKX chassis, but the turtle is totally fine, totally wearable. I can easily pull it off. I don't know why I keep killing turtles to put them in SKX. I think just because, I don't know. I have this overwhelming urge to create something. So, whereas the samurai, even with the crown at 3 o'clock, which some watches dig on me, and this one does have a larger crown, but it just doesn't dig on me. And I think the watch has more presence. It's a little more masculine looking because of the sharp angles of the case. It definitely is more presence on wrist, I think. A little bit more weight too. I didn't get a weight on it, but I'm guessing it weighs just a touch more than the turtle does. But really nice dial layout. You can see that, they have more rectangles versus the circle plots for the indices. And then, of course, I don't want to say more aggressive handset, but way more legible. I don't think you could argue that it's not. So if you're trying to pick between the Samurai and the Turtle, I think comfort-wise, they're both kind of on par with one another. The cushion case of the Turtle maybe is a touch better as far as when you start flexing. You might feel the crown into the inside of your wrist on a left hand wearing. But I don't know, man. You were kind of splitting hairs. I think it's going to come down to preference. But you also have to take into consideration now, if you're going to look at the Blue Lagoons, the Blue Lagoon Turtles are trending up around the $600 mark. I'm pretty sure that's what they're being listed for. If you look at the Blue Lagoon for the Samurai, you can score these things anywhere from like $300 to $500. So they're trending a little bit less, which is crazy because it's such a good watch. And I think just people are so much more drawn to the Turtle chassis for some reason. And then you're also going to have the Samurai in the Great White. So you're going to have that same format, you know, as this Turtle onto there. So hopefully I'll get one of those in and we can take a look at that as well. So unfortunately, I don't know if I can really answer your question. The people that ask the question, you know, Samurai versus Turtle. Personally, I think Turtles are SKX donors for me, and the Samurai I would actually buy and wear. I wouldn't mess with it. But I like to have a watch that it's a little different. You don't see Samurais posted up all over the place in the, you know, the groups and the forums, and certainly out in the wild. You may see a Turtle. And then as far as like if you want to go with a Blue Lagoon or a, you know, Great White, me personally, I would go for the Great White just because it's brand new. If you're going to get one of these, you might score brand new or like new. Like these are both like new condition, and you know these will end up, you know, on a Sunday watch sale, but you might pay a premium for the discontinued model versus the brand new model. So I know I didn't really answer questions concretely, but I just wanted to show them all together. And you guys, we have some amazing blue dial watches from Seiko, and hopefully somebody had mentioned even how cool would it be if Seiko did the Great White and the Monster. I don't think they will, but I wish they would. If they did the Great White dial on this and did the stainless steel bezel instead of the black colored, that would be awesome. I'd be all about that one. So Seiko, I know you're watching my video. Just go ahead and make that. Do a limited production and maybe toss me one. I'll do a video of it. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Michael for lending in his Blue Lagoon set. And that's my Turtle over there, aka the SKX donor. So, all right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Close you out with a loom shot, of course, because we have some loom monsters. There you go. Seiko Bright. See you on the next vid, guys.